Coming to you from deep inside the bowels of a great big empty. Get ready for another episode of The Home Defense Show with Skip Coryell.
And that was Golden Glenn, the official announcer of the Home Defense Show, and I'm your host, Skip Coryell, author of 22 books, Marine Corps veteran, founder of the Second Amendment March, proud father of 7, grandfather to 20 and counting, and as a special bonus, I'm also madly in love with my own wife. My priorities in life are God, family, and country, in that order, and I hereby promise to never compromise in my convictions. I may go broke, but I'll never go woke. All right, and joining me today in the shootingclasses.com self-defense report is firearms instructor, hunter, outdoor writer, Fred Mastison. Fred, welcome back to the Home Defense Show.
Thank you, sir. It's always a pleasure to be here with you.
You know, that it's quite a mouthful that you have there.
Well, I'm a busy beaver.
Yeah, you are. You certainly are. So we haven't talked in, boy, I think, geez, I don't remember when we talked last. It's been months.
Yeah.
You
Since you're giant deer.
Oh, well, yeah, that's
Yeah.
I love to gloat
Yes.
about that deer, so don't get me started on it. But weren't you going on some type of a trip to Hawaii?
Well, that was supposed to be a turkey hunt, and that unfortunately fell through. It was one of those dream hunts, but sometimes life gets in the way. This
Oh,
whole work thing is really cramping my style, I gotta say.
well, it's same for me. It seems like I'm working more and more, and but hey, at least I enjoy my work, and I think you enjoy your work too. It's just tiring.
Oh, absolutely.
Fred, before we get started, tell the people where they can go to find out more about what you do.
Well, you can find me on my website, forceoptionsusa.com. You can find about 99.9% of my articles on alphanoutdoors.com. And of course, I'm on social media, Fred Mastison or Force Options. I try to maintain a presence there. Not a giant social media person, but I try to keep something up there. So if you want to reach out, feel free.
Okay, Fred. I ran across this article, and it's titled. It's out of Pennsylvania, the Bellingham Herald. It says robbery suspect flees on a bike and stops to pick up the cash he drops. And it came with a video. Did you get a chance to watch that?
Yeah, I got the video. It's an interesting little event here. There's quite a bit to unpack with this one.
Well, yeah, there is. One of the things on the video, and I'll try and remember to post it with the interview here. The guy was just so calm, and
Yeah, he was very, very leisurely about it.
I would have been freaking out. Barely, he didn't run back to get the money. He just calmly walked back, kind of diddy bopping, and slowly
Yep.
picked up the money. But let me read the article so we don't get ahead of ourselves here, okay? It says, police have released video of a man suspected of robbing a Pennsylvania credit union that shows him dropping some of the money while bicycling away from the crime scene. Springettsbury Township Police say the man robbed the Members First Credit Union on Thursday. The video is from a security camera on a business on a nearby street. Springettsbury Township Police say the man robbed the Members First Credit Union on Thursday. The video is from a security camera on a business on a nearby street after about 10 minutes after the robbery. Police say a man wearing a red sweatshirt and dark pants entered the credit union and demanded money. No weapon was displayed, and he left the bank with an undisclosed amount of money. The video clip posted on the police department's Facebook page shows the suspect riding down the sidewalk and dropping cash before he stops, gets off the bike, and returns to scoop up the loot. Police have not yet charged anyone in the heist. Neighboring police departments helped search for the man, but they were unable to find him. Police searched for hours in the rain, but were unable to find the robber, according to the York Dispatch. Schools were on lockdown Thursday while police searched the area. Anyone with information is asked to call the police. All right. Okay, that's what we know about this. Where,
Yeah.
where do you want to start, Fred?
Well, we've got the good, the bad, and the ugly on this one. So my first question is, I'm not to disparage the police, but how does a bank robber get away on a bike?
I know. I was
I
thinking
mean,
the same thing.
that I'm trying to I'm trying to understand that.
Yeah.
Bank robbery is a serious crime, and in all honesty, I mean, to a degree, they probably went, yeah, we're good, because what's going to happen once there's a bank robbery is, well, the FBI automatically get involved.
Yeah.
So they're like, yeah, the FBI are going to be here shortly. We'll just let them handle it. And I can kind of appreciate that. It wasn't a violent crime that we know of. They said he didn't display a weapon. Doesn't mean it wasn't potentially dangerous, but I can kind of see them kind of just, I'm not saying they drag their feet because they're obviously professionals, but I could also see maybe not a ton of motivation to hop in there and just, let's do a full manhunt.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and
And the fact that he was so lackadaisical about it, and that's what we come down to. Sometimes these crimes are actual displays of the fact that most criminals are not rocket scientists. I mean, it's just a fact. This guy was so easygoing about it. It's no big deal. I just robbed a bank. No big deal. I needed the cash, and he didn't get away with $1 million because they just don't keep that kind of money. It's
yeah.
$5,000, $1,000. I don't know what they keep in the drawers. I won't pretend to know, but it is just hilarious to watch.
Yeah. And to my knowledge, that they never caught the man, which that baffles me
Yeah,
because you got to think this must be a local guy because he's on a bicycle, right? And they have
he
video.
didn't go far.
Yeah, yeah, and they have video from two different angles. They have a close up. I mean, what more do you want in order to solve this
Exactly
crime?
right. That's my question. Exactly. I mean, I could get a bunch of people on the internet to find this guy in 10 minutes. We could crowdsource a search, and the guy would be in custody. One is, I don't know the size of the department. They may be, manpower struggles and things like this. But the fact that they mentioned he escaped in the rain, they couldn't find him in the rain. Oh, okay. I'm hoping you're not clinging to the fact that it was raining, so you couldn't find him.
Well, one good thing for the robber is when he dropped the money, because the sidewalk was wet, the money stuck to the sidewalk and didn't blow
Yeah,
away.
that's a
So
good
he was
point.
able to recover his stolen loot.
Well, I'm happy for him. I'm glad
Yeah.
he was able to get his little treasure.
I don't.
But speaking to that again, it's the whole idea that criminals a lot of times aren't smart. I mean, if you're going to rob something, I would hope to at least put some energy and thought into it,
Mhm.
as opposed to thinking just an easy grab. Because, as I said, bank robbery is a serious crime, and the FBI has no sense of humor about it, and they will become immediately involved. So you will not win that. I guarantee you, the FBI is going to find this guy. They're going to look at what the local police did and maybe scratch their head a little bit, and then they're going to turn on the powers that be, and they're going to have this guy in custody in short order, and he'll be facing felony time for bank robbery.
Well, yeah, it's a federal crime, so
Yeah.
the FBI gets involved, the full weight and force of the federal government. But this guy, it's like he could have been stopping at 7-Eleven to get a Slurpee.
I know. He was just like he didn't care.
Yeah, that is how casual this guy was, and I think that's the thing that sticks with me most. Another thing that kind of confused me is I don't know, you go into a bank and demand money. That's what the
Yeah.
article said. He went in
Yeah.
and he demanded money, and they just gave it to him. And we didn't display a weapon. It doesn't say he, said he had a weapon or anything like that. I guess common sense would tell you because listeners, go to your local bank, walk in, and demand money, and see what happens.
Yeah.
They're not going to give you. They're not going to give me money. I mean, they're going to.
Well, in all honesty, I believe that they would. And I say that because as a matter of policy for the safety of the clerks and people there, they don't want to assume, they don't want to make any assumptions about the state of the criminal. And even though he didn't display a weapon, he could have potentially had a weapon. He could have been mentally unstable. I mean, there's 1,000 things. I believe that, and I could be wrong. So if somebody in the banking industry would like to chime in on this, I believe that most of them will have a standard policy of if there's a forceful demand for money, that their SOP is to surrender the money and let law enforcement handle it from there, just for the safety potential, to avoid any potential issues and potential dangers that might evolve.
Yeah.
I could be wrong about it. Sure, like I said, I'd love to hear somebody much smarter than me.
Well, Fred, I know that that's true with a lot of like convenience stores and gas stations.
Yeah,
They just say, yeah, all right, it's our policy. Just give them whatever they want and get them on their way. And
yeah,
then,
and then handle it later on.
yeah, and then the insurance company is out, for the money, and the insurance
Yeah,
company, as we know, they never lose money because they just raise their rates to cover
exactly.
to cover it. Um, but my this interests me for another reason. My 19-year-old son, he works security at a bank. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I know. And he, it's an unarmed job. And
ooh,
basically he sits there at the outer door, and he's wearing a uniform. And I don't feel warm and fuzzy about that
nor
because,
would I.
well, and what the instructions that they've given him is if someone comes in and tries to rob the place, you're to cooperate and not resist. Don't try and take him in custody. I mean, just let it play out. And personally, he's unarmed anyways, and so
Yeah.
and I asked him. I said, "Well, do they want you to help him carry the money out, or what? What are you supposed to do?" But I have a feeling if the average criminal knew how soft a target banks are,
Oh
um,
yeah.
there would be more bank robberies. But maybe the only thing that's deterring it is the fact that the FBI does get involved, and that a good portion of these bank robberies, they get caught, and then
Yeah, they
they
do.
do hard time.
Yeah, I think that's a big one. That's pretty much a cultural known that if you rob a bank, it is not like knocking over a 7-Eleven. They're the folks coming after you are very serious and good about it. They know what they're doing. They're very good at catching people like this. And as I said, I have zero doubt in my mind they're going to catch this guy, and he's going to pay some heavy consequences for a poor choice of a robbery target.
Yeah.
But as for your guarding a bank without a firearm, obviously it's just a visual intimidation type thing. It's a presence, and that can be a very very powerful tool. I understand that, but I would not want that job because people that are serious about robbing a bank, they're going to come in heavy. They're going to come in because they know the consequences of their actions, and they're going to make it worth their time.
Yeah.
In order to do that, you need to be armed.
Yeah, all bank robbers, not all bank robbers are like this bicycle bandit guy.
Yeah.
I mean, because they know, hey, if I get caught at this, it's the rest of my life,
Oh,
basically.
absolutely.
Uh, and and so, they're willing to kill people. So
I would assume that, just as a preference for my mindset, I would understand and believe completely that anybody that came into this bank armed with the intent of robbing it knows what they're doing and is willing to pretty much do anything to accomplish their job.
yeah. Yeah, well, this was interesting. I'm gonna get my son out of that job as soon as I can get
I
him.
would.
He's a nice kid. Hey, hate to waste him.
Well, yeah, that's a problem.
But
Just get him trained up the way you like him, so we don't want
yeah,
him getting shot.
exactly. You know, and he's a good kid. He's good. He's good for society. Um, but all right. Well, Fred, what do you got going next? You got any hunts? Anything exciting going on?
Yeah, we've got a couple hunts coming up. We're gonna head out to Texas and do some hog hunting. We got a whitetail hunt out there. We are once again making our plans to head up to northern Canada. Going to go up to just the edge of the Northern Territory near Alberta and do some bear hunting. And no, that won't be till May, but we're already prepping for that. That's probably my most enjoyable hunt of the year. That's such a good time.
Oh, yeah, you did that last year.
Yep, and I'm going back again. I've got the bug really bad. I've become a bear junkie.
So what firearm are you going to be using on the bear hunt?
So this time I want to use it's a Ruger bolt rifle. It's going to be in 450 Bushmaster.
Oh, well, that should do the job.
Yeah, so I used that last year. So actually, I used two weapons last year. I used a Mossberg 12 gauge, their 940 tactical, with a 1 ounce slug for my first bear, and then Linda Powell, who was with Mossberg at the time, she had brought a 450 Bushmaster for her bear. She succeeded on her first one, so we just traded guns. And my second bear, which was significantly larger, I took him with the Bushmaster, and it was great. It's a nice gun because it's a little bit shorter barrel. Obviously, I don't need a lot of distance. They're going to be fairly close shots. And that 450 Bushmaster out of a short barrel is that's a bear thumper right there.
Yeah, it sure is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good luck on that hunt. We'll talk to you again after you do that.
I'll tell you all about it.
All righty. All right. Well, Fred, I want to thank you very much for your analysis, the good talk, and for being on Home Defense Show today.
My pleasure as always.
All right, folks, that about wraps it up for this week's show. I've had a good time, and I hope you have too. Please don't forget to thank our sponsors, CenterShot Indoor Gun Range at centershotgunrange.com, shootingclasses.com to help you find the right trainer for your needs, and the United States Concealed Carry Association. For all your self-defense needs, go to uscca.com. All right, I've written 20-plus books, and they're all available on amazon.com in paperback, ebook, and audiobook. This week, in honor of Fred Mastison, the great white hunter, check out my hunting novel, Bond of Unseen Blood. I think you'll like it. And also check out the Home Defense Show videos on rumble.com. And if you want training from me in person, then check out Midwest Tactical Training at shootingclasses.com. Please join us again next week for all your home defense needs. In the meantime, God bless and stay safe.
Thank you for joining us this week on the Home Defense Show. Now, get out there and protect the ones you love. We'll see you next week with more of the best.
Bye-bye, boys!
Have fun storming the castle!
Firearms training should be easy. Instructors can focus on teaching and not worry about all the complex paperwork and management behind the scenes. Just pull the trigger and let us do the administrative work. Welcome to shootingclasses.com.
At CenterShot Gun Range, we are passionate about training. Don't know where to start? We offer a 1-hour new shooter seminar to introduce you to the world of firearms and help you find training opportunities specific to you. Concealed carry, home defense, firearm safety, AR-15, private one-on-one training, custom training, or maybe you're on a security team looking to protect your church or business. We even offer weekday morning and evening classes. CenterShot Gun Range has you covered. Start your journey at centershotgunrange.com.
Firearms training should be easy. Instructors can focus on teaching and not worry about all the complex paperwork and management behind the scenes. Just pull the trigger and let us do the administrative work. Welcome to shootingclasses.com.
Attention business owners. Are you leaving your website open to security issues and hacking due to a lack of maintenance or overseas outsourcing? Don't let that happen to your business. Choose experienced U.S.-based website developers that can customize your website to fit your specific needs. Appletree MediaWorks has been growing businesses online since 2009. With over 80 years of combined experience, their team conducts constant research and development to keep up with ever-changing online threats. Your website deserves the best protection available. Call Appletree Media Works today at 877-977-1364 to keep your website secure and grow your business online. Or visit appletree.media.
Avoid danger, save lives, and keep your loved ones safe. If this sounds good to you, you sound good to me. And I'd like to help you do those things. Avoid danger, save lives, and keep your loved ones safe. If you're looking for more excitement in your life, we have nothing to offer you. But if you are a thoughtful, responsible, nonviolent man or woman, we'd love to teach you what to do if something crazy happens. More importantly, we'd like to teach you what not to do. We currently have over 500,000 members. They are doctors and single moms and firemen and grandmothers and veterans and Democrats and Republicans and members of every faith. But the one thing they all have in common is that they know exactly what to do if something crazy happens. When you're with one of our members, you are safe. Our members know how to de-escalate situations. They know how to calm things down. We are the United States Concealed Carry Association. See what we're all about at usconcealedcarry.com.
Discover the little-known backstory of the U.S. Concealed Carry Association at usconcealedcarry.com.